This is my original sketch, which I did 2017. I'm glad I put that on the top. This was before I left BC, probably, in the early spring. So about a year and a half ago. It's my original sketch. I got inspiration from scraps of fabric and sketched this out. I had the fabric in mind and everything, and it's just taken me this long to complete it. This is something quick. I'm going through this pile of what I'm working on, and I found these triangular scraps, which are actually the inspiration for this piece. I was playing with them and held one up and thought, oh, that would be cool. And that was the inspiration, this piece, these triangular scraps. This is my original mock-up and pattern. It did not fit as well as I was hoping, so I ended up remaking the entire thing, starting from scratch. I'm glad I did this step because it originally was just not fitting right, which is why I kind of put it in my box of unfinished projects. Is I just couldn't get the fit right. I hadn't even cut into my fashion fabric. I was still on my mock-up stage and it just was not fitting. So a year and a half of experience later and a little bit more patience, and I managed to get it fitting properly this time. I'm using a white cotton both as my lining and underneath the lace. This is a 3-layer dress. It was originally going to be full length, but I didn't have enough of the black lace. If you saw just there was some green lace, and I was going to do that, but I was stuck on this fabric, so I decided to do T-length instead. Cutting everything out, and then I'm going to be sewing the black lace to my one set of cotton. The way I do this is I pin it all kind of close together, and then I flip the piece upside down, and I have my white cotton on the top being pushed by the presser foot, and the lace is underneath pulling along by the feed dogs perfectly fine. If you do it lace on the top, you do have a possibility of it pushing itself out of place and kind of being all wobbly. So if you do have that problem, try putting it upside down. Sewing in pockets, putting the skirt together. This is not a tutorial, this is simply watching my process in all of its glory and mess, and I tend to work better in a cluttered area. I don't know why. I start off clean, and by the time I'm in the middle of it, there's stuff everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's just how it's going to be forever. So, oops. Lots of trying on. I was having a little bit of a fit issue with the front. Again, this is the one spot that I had the issue with. Because it's a crossover, it needs to hold itself tight, so there needs to be enough pressure at the waist and enough pressure at the neck, the shoulder straps, and it all has to kind of come in together. So I did struggle with the fit of this a little bit, but I pursued and worked through it, and it ended up actually working out in the end. This is the next day. I'm showing my sister on Skype what I had done on my day off. I'm still figuring out the fit. You can see how I'm fidgeting and trying to pull the bottom of the bodice down. I ended up undoing the waist seam just from side seam to side seam in the front and taking it in about an inch. Moving the skirt up an inch on the bodice. I did not take in the skirt, and that fixed it. Also, I did a little hand tack on the crisscross over my sternum just to hold the straps in place so they didn't spread, because they were spreading open a little too wide. So a lot of back and forth, unpicking, trying it on, trying it, doing it again. It's basically that's the side of sewing and creating your own patterns that people don't tend to show. Is there's a lot of trial and error, and yeah, it would be easy if the pattern fit properly, but when you create your own patterns, there's always going to be a fit issue. That's why a mock-up, 2 or 3 mock-ups sometimes, is required. this is the finished product. I hope you like it. Of course, it's got pockets. It is so comfortable. It is very flattering. I love it. I get compliments every time I wear it. Thank you.